Hello, it's time again for another story with Don the Storyteller. So, today's story is about Cogito the Carpenter. There once lived a carpenter named Cogito who made the finest of furniture. So fine, in fact, that the king noticed his craftsmanship and hired him to create and maintain the castle's furnishings. So, Cogito the Carpenter created the finest of tables, benches, armoires, wardrobes, chests, chairs, couches, everything that you can imagine, and he deployed his creations inside the castle. The king was very pleased. His keep looked better than it ever had before. Occasionally the king had visitors, and these visitors were pleased with Cogito's work as well. Now, being invited to the king's keep felt like a great honor. The parchment used for the invitation was the best quality, as was the ink and the wax that sealed the scroll. What townspeople didn't realize is that the king's castle was enormous, and it could fit a great many people. So the king was very liberal with his invitations. In fact, at one point in their life, virtually everyone would visit the king's castle. However, people didn't realize this. And they assumed that they were of the select few who were granted access to the king's castle. When they would visit the castle, they would see Cogito's fine work, and they would feel entitled to one themselves. So they would tell the king, "I love this table, I need one just like it," or "I like this chair, and I would very much like to have one." The king was generous to his guests, but frugal with his servants. The king would often agree to send his guests home with a piece of Cogito's fine furniture, but then he would ask Cogito to make a replacement for him. Soon Cogito couldn't keep up with the requests. He asked the king for help, more servants, perhaps more tools, but the king didn't understand. The king said, "But you have made all of this for me by yourself with the tools that you have. Why do you need more?" "No, I cannot accept this request." Cogito knew that he couldn't complete the work by himself, so he secretly hired help and paid them with a portion of his own earnings. One of the townspeople discovered this and was horrified that the king would allow an imitation craftsman. So the king had Cogito's help put to death. Now, nobody would help him out of fear that they would lose their life. The townspeople and the king grew angry at Cogito because the furniture was taking too long to create. The king punished him by withholding his pay and even his meals until the orders were complete. The king even threw Cogito into a dungeon to work, refusing to let him go until his work was complete. But the orders kept coming in faster and faster than he could complete them. Cogito worked day and night until his hands were bloodied. He was so starved and tired that eventually rats in the dungeon ate his hands and his feet and the rest of him, and the king was so disappointed that he gathered up all of Cogito's craftsmanship and burned it in the town square. Within a few years, no one would remember Cogito or his work. The end. Thank you very much. Goodbye.